I caught myself one day telling the same story again. It wasn't a bad story, it was just old, familiar, like a song I used to love, but I'd played it way too many times. That's when something inside me said, it's time for a reset. Not a total life overhaul, not a dramatic goodbye to everything I knew, just a gentle recalibration, a chance to stretch a little and make peace for something new. So if you've ever felt that quiet restlessness, that tug that says, surely there's more than this, then you'll understand where I'm coming from. Here's 7 signs that told me it was time for a reset. Number 1, I realized I'd told the same story 3 times in 1 week. We all have our greatest hits, the funny vacation story, the family moment that always gets a laugh. But when I caught myself telling those same stories again, I had to admit to myself I wasn't making any new ones. It wasn't failure, it was just feedback. It was my life saying, hey, Diane, it's time to live something worth retelling. Number 2, my calendar was blank, and so was my excitement. At first, an empty calendar felt like freedom, but after a few weeks, it started to feel like waiting. I realized I was resting, yep, but I was also drifting. So I picked something small to circle in red ink on my calendar. A new class, a coffee with someone interesting, and that little act, that act of penciling myself back in, was the start of my reset. Number 3, complaining had become my new mantra. I hate admitting that, but it's true. I was venting more than dreaming. One day I heard myself in the middle of a rant, and I thought, if I have the energy to complain, I got the energy to change something. So I started catching myself. I'd pause, breathe, and ask, okay, what can I do about this? That shift from grumbling to grounding changed everything. Number 4, I was shopping for hobbies, but never buying. Oh, I'm full of ideas and even have closets brimming with someday projects. But I wasn't actually doing anything. I was waiting for life to slow down or give me permission. Then one day, I organized the pictures on my iPad. Nothing fancy, just an album containing all of the pottery ideas I'd accumulated over the past months. It wasn't about the pottery. It was about remembering what curiosity feels like again. It was about feeling the joy when I look at something beautiful, something creative, something made with loving hands. Number 5, I was scrolling through other people's adventures. You know, the YouTube thing. I'd see people online living bold, beautiful lives, traveling, starting new things, and I'd feel that mix of inspired and irritated. I'd think, good for her. But inside I knew I wanted that spark too. That feeling wasn't jealousy. It was a compass. It was my heart saying, you're looking for more aliveness. Once I saw it that way, I started asking, what would my version of that look like? Number 6, I kept saying, someday. Someday I'll travel. Someday I'll start that book. Someday I'll finally do the thing that scares me. Then one morning it hit me. Someday is just a softer word for not yet. So I took a tiny step that day, just one, not the whole plan, not the leap, just movement. And that's how my reset began. Quietly, on a Tuesday, with the decision that someday had finally arrived. Number 7, I felt like a background character in my own life. I was the mom, the administrator, the helper, the steady one, the woman who kept everything moving for everyone else. But somewhere along the line, I'd slipped out of my own spotlight. My life reset started the moment I decided to stop asking, what do they need from me? And I started asking, what do I need next? Here's what I've learned about a reset. It doesn't mean I failed. It just means I finally paid attention. These signs weren't warning lights, they were invitations. Reminders that life moves in seasons and I get to grow right along with them. I've hit the reset button before, after big changes, after losses, and in those quiet in-between spaces that no one sees. Each time it brought me closer to myself. So now, when I feel that whisper that says, it's time, I listen. If this video gave you a little nudge to start your own reset, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need it too. And I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 signs sounds most like you right now? I'd love to help you accomplish your reset. Drop a note in the comments and we'll talk about it. Thanks for spending this time with me today. Until next time, keep trusting that quiet whisper that says, it's time for you. Because sometimes that's exactly where your next chapter begins. Bye for now.